Oh, hey, Lux.
Oh, hey.
Do you by any chance have a suitcase handy?
I most certainly do have a suitcase.
I think it's time that we take a trip.
A trip, physical or one into the metaverse?
I would say it's a physical trip, but let's not rule out metaverse capabilities. Thinking somewhere warm, beachy.
What are we talking about?
Let's go to South Florida. We've got some events down there I think we need to be in attendance of.
Oh, I think that sounds spectacular. And I think we should definitely inform all of our viewers about what is happening during Art Basel Week in Miami.
Let's do it. Let's go. Welcome back. If you're new here, we produce content on NFTs, digital art, Web3, decentralized stuff. So please be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, we might cry. Just kidding. Today, I want to take us on a little bit of a journey into 6 IRL events that are happening the end of this month. So November of 2022 in Miami. And we'll go through them in chronological order. So to kick things off, we have Metaverse Miami. So this is at Eden Rock, which is a resort, end of the month, 28th through the 30th. And it is a Web3 native tokenized metaverse, NFT and art innovation conference. So they're providing curated and in-depth educational art experiences, networking, parties, everything that you'd expect within the space. And they're claiming that they're going to have immaculate vibes. So we see who the sponsors are here. We took a look at who some of these speakers are. Obviously, they're going to have more speakers. And the really cool thing about this project is that the ticket to get in is an actual NFT. And so they have a general admission and then they have VIP passes. And the Genesis NFT is, like we said, the only way to access the event. They mint for 0.3 ETH, and this Genesis pass will get you into all of their flagship conferences every year, which is pretty cool. So you are paying 0.3, but it's not just for this year, it's years after this. They have 3,600 Genesis passes available. There are 600 VIP passes that are available, and you can buy them, sell them, or stake them. And nothing's going to happen if I hit stake here because I don't have a wallet connected. But it's my understanding that if you stake your pass, this basically allows you to rent it out to someone. So if you minted one and you're not actually planning on going, you can basically, someone else can rent it and then you'll get it back and use it for the next few years. I thought that was a pretty cool mechanism. And I think it's really cool that they're using NFTs for this event as a whole. And then the biggest difference between the general admission and then the VIP pass is that the VIP will get you a +1 access or +1 and then access to a VIP lounge and a party. And at the time of recording here, there are still passes available to mint for the 0.3 ETH, excuse me. And then they also are available on secondary for 0.28. But I don't think any are showing for sale really at that price. So at this point, if you want to go, I would say just mint your own pass. And see where that takes you. And they are very active on social media. So real-time updates happening here. And they recently posted this I haven't seen. This one I haven't seen. So that's exciting. And then they do have their full calendar of events here. So I think basically events start at 6:30 a.m., both days with the sunrise yoga. The first day goes until about 10. And I think that's just like an after party situation. Yeah, the VIP party. And then the next day starts again at 6:30. So everything from galleries to chats. The morning show for Rug Radio is going to be there. I know Laura Rod, the Miami Ape, has a few things going on here. And I'm sure that there are some other panels and chats happening as well. So that's the first one that we know going on. And the next event that I'm aware of is DCentral Miami. So this is one that I plan on attending, and I believe, Lux, you'll be there as well.
Yes.
This is a Web3 initiative, of course, that is to bring DeFi, NFT, and all of Web3 together in one place to learn, collaborate, and connect. I think the biggest thing that they're pumping about this event is that it is a multi-chain, non-maxi event. that they have 30 plus different protocols that are going to be here. So they really are just flexing, hey, here's some blockchain technology. Let's all get together and talk about it. And then they have different speakers and tracks focusing on, again, protocols, DeFi, DAOs, metaverses, gaming, and NFTs. So they've got 4 different stages that we see here, a ton of different speakers. We can view the whole speaker list if you want to. And then the agenda, I think, looks pretty good for this event as well. So we'll take a quick look at that. And it's 2 days, so I feel like it's really approachable. It's not over the top. So a 9 a.m. start time, you've got a bunch of different panels, building communities, digital identity, which I think looks great. This one should be a packed room, navigating the volatility in a bear market. There are different workshops. And so everything that you would expect to see at a DeFi or blockchain conference. And the next day looks pretty similar. Again, we've got NFT IP and licensing, which is great, architecting. So I went to DevCon in Bogota, and this agenda reminds me a bit of some of that content, but I think this is going to be more focused for just the general community and a little less on the building side, which is exciting. But they will have 80 plus exhibitors there.
Woo!
The ticket, they have a bunch of different tickets. There's everything from GA all the way through to VIP. And the tickets, I think they said you could pay with crypto, but I never figured that out. So then you can pay with USD, and tickets are still available for general admission. This price ends on 11/18, and then the price will jump up to it's like $600 for the late bird. You can buy individual day tickets, and of course you can buy the VIP. And the difference with the VIP versus the general admission is a VIP entrance. So I guess you get a different way to enter. Cool. Lounge access, and then you get some swag. They also have a student ticket, which I think is really great. So I love to see that they're supporting students. I was going to say young people in the space, but that's not necessarily accurate. So this is DCentral Miami, again, happening around the same time as Metaverse, the 28th and 29th. And this is at a convention center at the James L. Knight Center in downtown Miami. Next, we have the Gateway. So this looks like an amazing event. And Lux actually sent this to me a few weeks ago. And then we just realized today that we went to the first Gateway event last year.
We didn't know where we were.
Yeah. That was like our intro into really the NFT space. That's where all of this started.
Yeah.
This time last year.
It was kind of a blur. We just ended up at it and we were like, wow, this is amazing. Where are we?
Yeah. And last year's event for Gateway was an old bank. It was a lofted space, and it was immersive in the sense that there were a bunch of different rooms with screens and a ton of different NFT projects on there. So we could walk around. We ran into Beeple. It was just a really good time, and it felt early because I remember we had tons of room to move around. There weren't a ton of people there, and you did have to RSVP to get in.
It felt like a very private little art show, and like Beeple was standing by himself in the middle of the room.
I don't know if people didn't know who he was or what. We're just like, hey. So that was cool. That was a cool entry into what we're doing now. But this year, Gateway seems to have really expanded the program. So you can still RSVP today, and we'll certainly be sure to put all the links for this in the description box below. But this is on November 29th through December 3rd, again in Miami. They have yet to announce any of the programming, which I think is interesting. So I think I think there's potential for this to be exclusive. Yeah, because if we take a look at the immersive activations, we've got Christie's there. We've got Art. Yeah. I mean, you guys can read. I think this is going to be pretty cool event. And then they do talk about how a Web3 metropolis will form an unprecedented nucleus for creative empowerment as we embark upon an inspiring new chapter together. So it's 5 days in 12 different buildings. I'm going to skip through. Well, we'll take a look here. These are some of the artists whose work will be shown. So obviously we have Beeple again, just big names in the space. So if you can RSVP and get there, I would say this is an event that's going to be worthwhile. And then here's the actual layout for the event. So we've got 5 days, 12 buildings, and 2 city blocks of downtown Miami. You can expect art, speakers, and performers. And again, tickets are still available and they are totally free. So for what it's worth, I would say this could be a really cool event to go check out. And next on the list, we have what I think all of these events are really centered around and why they're happening in Miami at this time. We've got Art Basel Miami Beach edition. We both went to this last year as well and had a really good time, and obviously popped out and went to some of the digital and NFT events. But if you've never made your way to Art Basel, I would highly recommend it. This is a for-profit, privately owned art fair. It started in 1970 in Basel, Switzerland, and then it came to Miami in 2002. And then there are also Art Basels in Hong Kong and Paris. And then there are certainly other galleries around the world that have an affiliation to Art Basel as well. But this year's Art Basel, it spans first through third are the public days. And then they do have like VIP and private days on November 29th and 30th. So
yeah, I feel like that's really for like serious art buyers, though. I don't think there's anything like special happening. It's just first access to the art if you're like a serious buyer.
Yeah.
And you want, it ain't cheap.
No.
Pieces in there.
Yeah. If you're going to be a plebe and just walk around and want to check out this stuff,
don't go on the VIP
you go on the public days. And what you can expect is here on this site. So a bunch of different sort of individual galleries within this huge sort of conference center. And then actually, let's click into galleries here. This is the different types of artwork you can expect to see. So galleries, and then they have meridians, which are the large scale projects. And I absolutely remember seeing this one there last year.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there are Nova, which are works created within the last 3 years, positions for younger galleries with emerging artists. And then there is Survey, which are artistic practices of historical relevance. Editioned, so for edition works, prints, and multiples, which I don't remember seeing that last year. So I'm really interested to check this out. And then there's Cabinet, which is curated displays outside of their booth. So for vendors that will be there, and then magazines. So this was really cool. There is like a whole magazine section where you can buy printed materials to check out. And so that's what you can expect in terms of the venue itself. And then they do have conversations where these are panels, lectures within the convention center. And I think there's 9 of these. Some of them happen on the VIP days, but then also some of them are on the public days. So if these interest you, be sure to check them out. And tickets are available on the site here somewhere. If I go back to the beginning, I'll be sure to link that below. And they're available for purchase. And those are in USD. So they do have a Twitter as well. They're not like to the minute, up to date, like some of the other more Web3 focused events are. But if you do go and you tweet about it, be sure to use the hashtag Art Basel Miami Beach so that you can make some friends and be popular. And then the other 2 events, I'm just going to very quickly go over because there's just so much going on the end of this month in Miami. If you have the means to go, just go. You can throw your ledger and you'll be at an event. There's so much happening. There is Art Miami, which is November 29th through December 4th. And this is more of like the contemporary and modern version of Art Basel. So this is more traditional art, not focused on Web3. So if you want to extend sort of your Art Basel trip, this is a good possibility. And then the last event is this really sweet event that Lux sent me earlier today called Art With Me, which is an event, it looks like that's more Tulum based. That's going to be in Miami with a few different pillars of like things that they focus on. So art, breathe, care, dance, eat, and play. And this event happens at the beginning of all of this on November 26th through 27th. And tickets are still
really
available.
Cool.
Yeah, this looks like an amazing event. And Lux and I were talking earlier. It's I wish were happening like
at the end
of the week and less in the middle here.
Oh, yeah. So they also have some great music acts playing. I know Jamie XX is one of the headliners of this, but this just looks like a really rad festival. I haven't heard of it before. It looks like a, what is it? Like a transformational, mini transformational festival. It looks like there's going to be a lot of like health and wellness stuff as well as live music. So fun place to play before all the festivities of the week.
Yeah. Get into a Zen mode before you go see some art and then just get wild at Web3 events. And I know that there will be a lot of side events and some projects having things going on around this time as well. I know that World of Women is going to have a really cool gala that we'll both be in attendance to, which I'm very excited because the theme is Galactic Glamour. So it's going to give us an opportunity to maybe wear some face paints out in public. And Bored Ape is going to have an unofficial sort of wrap party at the end of the or Basel week. So if you guys have any other projects that you know are facilitating anything, please be sure to leave it in a comment below.
There's going to be a lot of satellite events for sure.
Yeah.
It can happen. It's if you can get into Miami, even without a ticket to anything, you'll surely end up at some like pop-up stuff all over town.
Yeah.
It's like such a FOMO experience, the whole thing, because you just can't be everywhere at once. And there's so many cool things happening.
I think last year when we went, we had tickets to go to Basel, and then I knew of, I think, a gallery event that we went to, and then we just ended up at different sorts of projects and parties, and we had something going on every single day. So it's a really cool place to go and meet like-minded people, especially now, to get the good feels in the space. And definitely be sure, if you haven't already, to follow us on social media, because as we find out about some of these additional events, we'll be sure to tweet them. So be sure to follow us there. And if you guys know of any events, be sure to comment below.
Yes.
And with that, we've done it again. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And we'll see you in the next one.